Hi, this is Mr. Spradlin, and this week we're going to take a break from our regular assignments and instead answer some questions from you. We've been working on our Kaboom project for about a week now, and several of you have written in having problems with different parts of it. I'd like to take a look at a few of these problem areas today. One common question has been how to get the fish to fall downward, and there's a few different aspects to this problem. He has to face the correct direction, he has to move from the top of the screen to the bottom of the screen, he has to reappear back at the top when he's done, and he has to be able to be caught by the fish or disappear when he hits the ground. Let's take a look at a few of these things together. Getting the downward motion on the fish is actually pretty easy. First thing we have to do is make sure we're actually talking about the fish. So look in your sprite list, make sure that your fish is selected. Here I have sprite 1 selected, but sprite 1's not a great name. I'll rename it to purple fish. Then to get him to move down, we're going to want him to constantly be moving downwards. And whenever you have something happening constantly, that means you want to have a loop. In this case, we're going to use a forever loop. He'll be constantly moving downward. So I get a green flag clicked and a forever loop. Then I'll go to motion and make sure he's pointing downward. And I'll get point in direction set to 180, which is down. And then I'll have him move 10 steps. That might be too fast. We'll check it and see. Let's go ahead and move him to a clear area. I'll hit the green flag to test him out. And down he goes. He doesn't go back up yet. We'll fix that in just a minute. But there's our moving downward. That is a bit on the fast side. What do you guys think? Yeah, let's lower that down a bit. Let's try 5 steps instead. That's better. I like that movement pretty good. So we'll keep 5 steps for his movement. But we got to make him go back up to the top. Now the problem with this, and this is where it does get a little bit tricky, is that he has to know that he's gotten down to the bottom. There's 2 ways to do this. The first thing you can do is you can check his Y position. And the Y position is how far he's gone up and down. Right now we can see that the fish's Y position is minus 190. Whatever your fish goes to, you can choose that Y position as being the bottom. And you can use the Y position block right here in conjunction with an if from our control category. And that way you can check to see if the fish has gone all the way down. So I'll get an if right here, and then I'll go to operators, and I'm going to get a less than block. So if the fish's Y position is less than, I'll say minus 180 to be safe, then I want him to react and go back up to the top. I'll just set his Y to, how about positive 200. I put that in, and now the fish is falling constantly down to the bottom. Now if this if triggers, that means I know that the fish has been missed by the cat. The cat didn't get him. So I can put some scoring in here too. This is our miss condition. I can put another condition in here as well for if the cat catches him. I want to make sure that I don't put one inside the other. I want to put them separate, side by side. In my sensing category, I can check to see if he's touching the cat. And right here I would put some code similar to this to both move him back to the top and also to give the cat a point. So in this section here, this if statement, I'm checking to see if he's gone down too low. If he's gone down too low, we've missed him, we need to take away a point and then bring him back up to the top. And in this case, we caught him, we need to take him away again, back to the top, and give the cat a point. Take away a point, give a point. Now he's constantly falling down, 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 always in the same spot as well, so we need to add some randomness to that. To take care of that, we can go to our operator section, and there's this random number right here. Pick random 1 to 10. I want to increase this range to, let's say, minus 150 to positive 150. This is going to be our X position, or our left and right position. I want the fish to appear in a different spot every time he falls down. So to do that, I'll go to motion, I'll get a set X, and I'll put this random minus 150 to plus 150 inside that set X. And I want this to happen every time the fish goes back to the top. So I'll put it right in here. Now you see every time I miss the fish, he reappears somewhere else. Sometimes quite close to where he started, sometimes quite far, but always somewhere different and unpredictable. Another issue though is that he's constantly falling. He never ever stops, never gives us a break. And with 3 or 4 fish going at once, it's going to be pretty hard to catch up with them all. So we can add a little delay in there. I'll go to Control and I'll get a wait. Here's a wait 1 second, but to make it even more fun, let's make it a random delay. I'll make him wait between 1 and 5 seconds. Sometimes he'll reappear very quickly, sometimes he'll reappear after a few seconds. So wait a random 1 to 5 seconds, and I'll put that also when I catch him. Oh, but here's a little problem. He sticks up there and doesn't fall down right away, because I'm having him move back to the top, move to a random X position, and then wait a few seconds. So I'm going to see where he's going to end up, and I don't want to do that because that's going to give it away. What we can do in that case is we can hide the fish until he's ready to fall. So I'll go to my looks category, I'll get a hide block, and put that right at the very top of the if. The very first thing that he does is he hides before he moves back to the new position. And then once he's in position and ready to fall, I'll show him. So hide at the beginning of this process, set his Y back to 200, back to the top, set his X to a random position left and right, wait for a random number of seconds, and then show him and let him fall. So see how this works? He disappears for a while, and reappears somewhere else at random. We don't know where he's going to be or when he's going to pop out. He might pop out quickly like that, or he might take a little while like this. He's always going to surprise us. Now with just one fish is not too hard, but once you add 2 or 3 fish in there all doing the same thing, it gets pretty tricky. So this is some code that will start you out. Let me zoom in a little bit so you can see it better. This will get you started, like I said. You want to add some more code to this though, because there's nothing in here for seeing when he touches the cat. Touching the cat will work very, very much the same as hitting the ground. The only difference is going to be when he hits the ground, you take away a point. When he hits the cat, you give a point. Other than that, this code will be the same. So put this code here inside both ifs, and then add some code for the scoring. Another issue that's come up is how to handle the scoring. To take care of the scoring, go to your variables section and make a new variable. Call it score. You have a choice for all sprites or for this sprite only. Choose for all sprites. All you have to do to change the score is use this change score block. Use a change score by 1 to add a point. Use a change score by -1 to take a point away.